श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। असद्वादिः कात्यायनः। So yesterday he said Katyayana is a liar. Okay. Now atra न जायते म्रियते वा इति प्रतिज्ञा। कदाचित् नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः इति तत् उपपादनम्। अजो नित्य इति उपसंहारः तद् उपसंहार इति विभागः। Here we have to distinguish these statements. There are three statements here. First statement is न जायते म्रियते वा. Second part of the statement is नायं भूत्वा भविता वा न भूयः. Third part of the statement ajo nityah. So there is a significance for each of these statements. The first statement says ajo na jayate mriyate is pratigna. That is what is the declaration of objective. This is what he wants to establish. Then kadachit nayam bhutva bhavita va na bhuyah. In the absence it does not come into existence. In the existence it does not come into existence again after becoming absent. So this is a upapadanam. This is to establish whatever the objective he explained earlier. Now third is ajaha nityah, the conclusion portion. Ajaha nityah, that self is unborn and it is eternal, is the conclusion of that whatever objective he started with. आद्यन्तयो विकारयो निषेधेन मध्यवर्ती विकाराणां तद्व्याप्यानां निषेधे जाते अपि. So if you negate the beginning and the end, whatever in between, whatever exists in between is as well negated. This is the simplest of logics. So though through this logic that the beginning birth and the end death is negated, the in between is as well as negated, still jate api gamanadi vikaranam anuktanam api upalakshanaya, in the gamana etc., the movement etc., whatever the transformation which are not explained. When we say gamana means movement. Movement means it's not just going towards something or coming away from something or traveling in the side directions etc. That is, everything is gamana. When we say gamana, it includes everything. Going towards, coming away from it, moving sidewards. There, moving from left to right and right to left is another gamana. Moving from left bottom to right top is another gamana. Right top and left bottom is another gamana. But still, we declare it as gamana. The same way here also, though we have negated the beginning and the end, and with that we have negated the in between as well, but still, apakshayascha vruddhischa swa shabdeneva nidakrite, to negate whatever is pointed out, referred to through it, is negated by his own words. What are those two which is negated? Upakshaya, apakshayascha. Growth and decay, both are negated. So he says tatra kutastha nityatvad atmano nirgunatvacha na swarupato gurataho va apakshaya sambhavati iti uktam. Self which is kutastha nitya, for that self which is kutastha nitya, kutastha means kuta means anvil, like an anvil, that which is like an anvil. The iron, heated iron rod you place on this anvil and beat it with hammer. Change takes place only to the iron rod which you have heated, not to the substratum, the base, the anvil. So this self which is like an anvil, which is the substratum for everything, therefore atma, that atma which is like which is substratum, and nirgunatvacha, that self which is attributeless, because of that, because of being substratum and because of being attributeless, the self cannot undergo any change by inherent nature or through attributes. Swarupato gunatova, through inherent nature or through attributes. See, there is a small lump of salt. You throw that salt in water. After few moments, that salt disappears. completely. That lump of salt completely disappears in the water. This is Swarupato Nasha. This is a destruction of its inherent nature. Then there is another destruction, which is by removing a part or portion of it. Now, as I gave an example in the Tamil class, there is a novel. In that novel, if you remove the final portions of the, not just final, the last page of the novel, that book is as well as useless. That book is completely destroyed. Though it is only the last page, that is what is the important page. Okay, I'll leave the last page, I'll give you the last page, I'll take the other pages. No, that is also an important page of, like each other page, every other page, this is also an important page of that novel. That's part of novel. So if you remove that page or any page in between, that novel becomes incomplete. The same way, here, if you remove a portion of that, then the self will become incomplete. The self can be destroyed completely, or it can be made incomplete by destroying some attributes of this self. But the situation here is the self does not have any parts, or that there is no possibility of the self to be destroyed through its inner nature. Iti uktam shashvata iti. That is said through shashvata. Shashvata means shashvata, shashvata sarvada bhavati. Shashvat bhava shashvata. That which exists eternally, always. Napakshiyate napachiyate tyartha means it does not undergo destruction or decay. Yadi napakshiyate tarhi, for example, okay, it does not undergo any decay, let it grow. Let us accept it to grow. Like the Jainas school. The Jainas accept after taking a human birth, you will not see other schools like Vedanta or the Buddhist, Hinduism or Buddhism. We both accept after death you will be born according to your karmas. But Jainas accept even after death, though you will be born according to your karma, still you will not be born in a lesser birth. You will not take birth in a lesser form. Like after taking a human form, you will not be born as a dog or cat or something else. This is their school. That is one flaw, bigger flaw. Next is after realization, you become a Tirthangara, you start traveling up and up and up and up. You will be moving, there is no end to this movement. That is the only thing which these liberated will do. So, this is another issue. So, here, what we say is, let there be no, the opponent says, okay, let there be no decay. Let there be growth instead. If we say, that also is not acceptable. Naityaha. How do you negate that? Purana iti. Purapi nava ekarupo natu adhuna nutanam kachida avastam anubhavati. It is, though it is old, it is still anew. It does not take any new transformation. It does not take any new form. Only something which is see, this is very old. So how can it be old and as well as new? Something which is aged is antique. So we say no. This is since this is a very important point. How can this self which is old be still called new? Because what you called as aging or becoming old is the changes in the limbs or parts of that object. There is some change in the limbs or parts of that object, you call that old. You take a diamond stone. A diamond stone is there sitting there in that room for eons. But still you won't call this old diamond stone. There cannot be no aging factor in that diamond stone. But still, when you start carbon dating, etc., you will say, okay, this diamond stone belonged to that era and this era. You can do that. So, there is some change which takes place. Though you are not able to see physically the change, you can carbon date it. Therefore, you can understand the age of the diamond. Because there is a change. There is a certain change which, though is not understood through the naked eyes, is seen through some chemical process. In the same way, if you are going to check this Atma, you cannot see it through naked eyes. It is a adrishya, we already established it. Okay, I try to carbentate it, you cannot use it in any, you cannot make it undergo any chemical transformation, any chemical reaction, because it does not have any form or anything. So, he says, Yohi Nutanam Kachit Upachaya Avasthanam Anubhavati Savardhate iti Uchate Loke. That which gains a change, a growth, is called as a growing in this world. A part of it takes up a change, modifies itself to a different form. That is what is called as growth in the world. I am to sarvada ekarupatvat. Since this self does not have any limbs, it is always of one nature, one form. Therefore, na upachiyate ityartha. It does not grow. It does not transform. Astitva viparinamotu. So you have now jayate, mriyate. You have negated the first and last. Okay, and in between there is change. What is that? Apakshiyate vinashyati and vardhate. Vardhate apakshiya vinashyati is also taken care of. Okay, now there is only one thing which is not taken care of, which is asti, which is existence. So he says, astitva viparinamotu janma vinashantar bhutatvat pragna vishiddho. See, asti, existence means it can only be for something which has come into existence, which is created. Only which is born can have existence. And once it is dead, then that it ceases to have existence. Therefore, the existence is in between birth and death. Therefore, it is not negated independently. If it has birth, then it should not have existence. If it dies, the existence ceases. So, since this self does not have birth and death, there can be no existence also. That is negated. The existence of this nature. The existence of the nature of associating with the birth. Because we are talking about the existence after the birth, not the existence. Because self is of the nature of sat, existence. That is not negated here. Okay? Yes, yasmat evam sarva vikara shunya atma tasmad sharire hanyamane tatsambadhopi kenapi upayena nanyate nantum shakyate iti upasamhara. Since it is so, the self is devoid of any kind of transformation. Therefore, this body, even though the body is destroyed, the self which is associated as though with the body and organ complex cannot be destroyed through any means. This is the conclusion here. Okay. Nayamanti nahanyate iti pratignyaya nahanyate iti uvaditam. See, you started with declaring that it does not kill or get killed. Now you have established it is not killed. Na anti iti uvadin upasamhrati. Now he is concluding by establishing it does not kill or it does not instigate someone to kill. So by establishing that he is concluding the discussion. Veda vinashanam nityam ya enam ajamavyayam kasam sapurusha partha kam ghatayati hantikam. Veda avinashinam nityam. Know this self to be avinashi. That which does not undergo any change. That which is eternal. Nityam, eternal. Ajam, unborn. Avyayam, transformationless, changeless. When that person knows this Purusha so, kam ghateti, he Partha, O Partha, kam ghateti hantikam. Whom will he kill? Whom will he instigate to be killed? To kill someone. So, he cannot instigate, nor can he do it himself. Na vidusha sheelam. Na vinashtam sheelam yasya tam avinashinam antya vikara rahitam. Avinashi means that which does not undergo destruction. Means that which is devoid of the final transformation of the 6 transformations. Tatra hetu. The reason is avyayam. Na vidyate vyaha avayava apachayo gunapachayo va. For which there is no transformation or decay of inherent nature or of the attributes. Yasya tam avyam. That which is called as avya. Avya means that which does not undergo any transformation change in inherent nature or through attributes. Avayava apachayena gunapachayena va vinasha darshanat tad ubhayaraitasya vinasha adarshanaat. See, since there is nowhere the self is seen to have undergone the transformation inherently or transformation through some addition or removal of some attributes, therefore ubhaya rahitasya na vinasha sambhavati. Therefore, since it is devoid of those 2 types of transformation, it cannot be destroyed. Na vinasha sambhavati. There is no possibility of destruction. Nanu janyatvena vinashitvam anumasyamahe. Okay. If you cannot establish it through those means, since it is born, since it is created, whatever is created should undergo death. Yadyat kritakam taddada nityam. Whatever is created should undergo destruction. So through this concomitance, through this inference, we will establish the destruction of that self. Iti naitya. For that we say no, that is not possible. How? Ajam iti. Since it is unborn. Since it is unborn, it cannot be undergoing destruction also. Na jayate iti ajam adya vikarahitam. Since it is not born, it is called as aja, means it does not have the first transformation in the 6 groups of transformations. Tatra hetu. What is the reason for this? Nityam sarvada vidyamana. It is eternal. Eternal means it is ever present. Prag avidyamanasihi janma drashtam natu sarvada satah ityaviprayah. Whatever does not have existence earlier can come into existence later. That which is ever existent cannot be created. This is the idea. Athva or avinashinam abadhyam satyamiti yavat. Avinashi means abadhya, that which is not negated, meaning that which is truth. Abadhyitam. What is satyatam? The definition for satyam is trikala abadhyitam. That which is not negated in all the 3 periods of time is satya. That is nitya, eternal. The waking world which you see in the waking state does not exist in the dream state or in the deep sleep state. Therefore, this does not have existence in all the periods of time. And the mother of pearl silver, the silver which we see in the mother of pearl does not exist when we understand it is mother of pearl. So, like the mother of pearl silver, this world also does not have existence in all the 3 periods of time. Therefore, it cannot be called as satya. But the self exists in all the 3 periods of time. The waking, dream and deep sleep. How? As the witness for each of them. So he says nityam sarva vyapakam. Nityam means sarva vyapakam, all pervading. Tatra hetu. What is the reason? Ajam avyayam janma vinash shunyam jayamanasya vinashyatascha sarva vyapakatva satyatva sattvatyoho ayogat. Ajam avyayam janma vinash shunyam. Ajam avyayam. Ajam means unborn. Avyayam means transformationless. Means it does not have a creation or destruction. Jayamanasya vinashyatascha sarva vyapakatva satyatvayoho ayogat. That which undergoes creation or destruction cannot be pervading, all pervading or reality, truth. That which undergoes creation or destruction cannot be called as sarva vyapaka, all pervading or truth, satya. That which undergoes creation should come into existence at a place and time. It is limited by place and time, naturally. Because it is created in certain place and certain time, it is limited by time and space, naturally. and it is differentiated from the other objects. Therefore, it is also limited by causation. So, time, place, objects. In both, all the three ways it is limited. That which is limited by time, space and causation cannot be all-pervading. And that which is limited cannot be non-negatable, because it didn't exist earlier and it cannot exist later after destruction. So, sarva-vyapaka yogat evam sarva-vikriya shunyam prakritam enam dehinam sam atmanam yo veda vijanati. In this way, one who understands the self to be devoid of any transformation. How does one understand that? While meditating. No! Shastra Acharya Upadeshabhyam Sakshat Karoti. One who understands it through the teaching of the Acharya, not of his own, of the Shruti. The teaching of Acharya, of the Shruti, of the Shastra. One who understands through the Shastra, through the teaching of the Acharya, he, Upadeshabhyam, that is why he has clubbed both, not individually. He cannot gain it through Shastra directly by reading it or by listening to some Acharya blabbering about something else other than whatever Shastra says. So, you have to listen to the Acharya, from the Acharya's mouth, what Shastra says. Only then, Sakshat Karoti, he understands the truth. He visualizes the truth. He knows the truth. How? Aham sarva vikriya shunya sarva bhasaka sarva dvaita rahitah paramananda bodha rupa iti. How does he understand? Oh, this is the self I am talking about. No. As a sarva vikriya shunya, I am devoid of any transformation. I am illuminer of everything. I am devoid of duality. I am one non-dual, blissful, knowledgeable self. In this way, one who understands sa evam vidwan purusha purnarupa kam hanti kahtam hanti. That purusha, that vidwan, that knowledgeable one, when he understands it in this way, whom will he kill and why will he kill? How will he kill? Kim Shabda Akshepe. This Kim is a question, it's used for question. Here, the question is to negate, not who will he kill. It is not a question of whom to kill. It is a question of how can he kill. There is no one to kill other than, there is nothing other than himself. Dvaita rahita. We already established that. He is devoid of duality. How can he kill anyone? Since there is no one other than himself, he can kill himself. The self cannot be killed. We already established that. So, na kamapi hanti, na katamapi hanti. He cannot kill anyone, he cannot kill anyhow. Tatha kam ghateti, katam ghateti, kamapi na ghateti, katamapi na ghateti. So, then how will he instigate someone to kill? How will he instigate whom will he instigate to kill? How will he instigate someone to kill, or whom will he instigate to kill? There is no one to instigate. Nahi sarvikara shunyasya akartru hanana kriyaya kartrutvam sambhavati. That which is devoid of all the transformation, the self, which is non-doer, cannot be a doer of killing. Cannot be accepted as a killer. I am the killer. That kind of a doership cannot exist in the self. How do you know this? The Shruti says that Atmanam chet vijaniyat ayam asmiti purusha kimichangasya kamaya shariram mana sanjarayet. If one understands the self as I am this, then desiring what and for what result will he be associated with this very body? Iti shuddham atmanam vidushaha tat ajnana nibandhana adhyasa nivartau tan moola raga dveshadi abhavad kartritva bhaktritvadi abhavam darshyati. Since the self is ever pure, devoid of any association with anything, shuddham atmanam, that self, which is the self of the knowledgeable one, Tat ajnana nibandhana adhyasa nivarto. The ignorance, because of ignorance, whatever whatever you experienced in this world, the superimposition which you experience in this world, that is negated. Because of the ignorance, you see the superimposition, and that superimposition is seen because of the desire, etc. Desire, hatred, etc. thought function, and that because of that thought function, you actually involve yourself in the act. This is the order: jnana, ichcha, kriya. Similarly, because of ignorance, you have desire, hatred, etc., because of which you act. Now, since the root cause for all these trouble is ignorance, when that root cause of all the trouble, ignorance, is removed, how can there be desire, hatred, etc., and how can there be doership, experience, etc., etc.? These actions, there is no possibility. I am atra avipraya bhagavatah. This is what is the idea behind whatever Bhagavan said. What is the idea? Vastugatya kopi na karoti na kareti cha. In reality, from the standpoint of reality, no one does anything or makes someone do anything. Na kinchit sarvikriya shunya svabhavatvad param tu. Since the self is devoid of any kind of transformation, then how do you see these different people doing different things? Parantu swapna iva avidya kartutvadikam atmani abhimanyate mudah. But this idiot, because of the ignorance, superimposes the doership, etc., on the self, like this ignorant who superimposes fear, etc., on himself by seeing the objects in the dream. I am the dreamer. The dog or the tiger which is chasing me in the dream is nothing but myself, and the person who is helping me to avoid that is nothing but myself, and the place where I am running towards is nothing but myself, and the place from which I am running away from is also myself. So, time, space, objects, whatever you see in the dream is nothing but myself, but I am still running from myself. That is because of the ignorance of the dream. Similarly, because of the ignorance of this world, this truth, this self, I superimpose the doership, etc. Taduktam, this is what is said by Bhagavan. Both of them don't understand the truth. The one who thinks the self to be killed or the self to be the killer, they both don't understand. Shrutischa, and the Shruti also says this very clearly. Jyayativa lelaitiva, it is as though meditating and it is as though performing some action. Ityadi. Ataeva sarvani shastrani vidvat adhikarikani. That is why the whole of the shastra, whether it is karma kanda or it is upasana kanda or it is jnana kanda, everything pertains only to the eligible seeker who is an ignorant. Karma kanda only for ignorant. Upasana kanda only for ignorant. Jnana kanda also is only for the ignorant. What use it is for? The realized. So, Svidvanstu, for the Vidwan, Samuladhyasa Badhat Na Atmani Kartutvadikam Abhimanyate. Since the ignorance, the superimposition along with its root cause of ignorance is completely destroyed, he does not identify himself as doer, etc. Like a Sthanaswarupam Vidwan Iva Choratam, like a person who understands that it is only a pillar and not a thief, does not try to run away or try to run towards that post to hit him. So, ataha. Therefore, Vikriya Rahitatvad Advitiyatvacha Vidvan Nakaroti Kareti Chetuchate. Since the self is devoid of transformation and it is non-dual, therefore this self, this knowledgeable one, does not do anything or make anyone do anything. because there is nothing to do or nothing, no one to do. तथा च श्रुति. The Shruti also says very clearly this. Vidvan avheti kutaschana iti. The Vidwan, the knowledgeable one, is not afraid of anything or anyone anywhere. Arjuna he swasmin kartuttam bhagavati cha karayitrutam adyasya himsa nimitam dosham ubhayatra api ashanke. Arjuna, by superimposing the defect of doership in both himself and Krishna, sees the distribution of sin which is gained through this killing. Because I am the killer, Arjuna, I am the killer, and Krishna, you are the one who is instigating me to kill. Therefore, we have to distribute this sin. In this way, he is doubting. Now, Bhagavan api vidita abhipraya hanti ghatayati iti ubhayam achikshepa. Bhagavan understood what he means by distribution of sin. Therefore, he negates both. That you are neither the killer nor am I the instigator. Atmani kartuttam mai jakarayitrutam aropya pratyavaya shankam makarshi tavipraya. By superimposing yourself to be the doer and myself to be the instigator, don't superimpose any defects of a sin. This is the idea. We'll see this. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamādāya Purnamevāvashyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.